for more news you can use with the remarkable ladies of news you can use, Dr. Lotus Richey, Miss Ignite&TakeFlight, and the remarkable queen of the lymphatic bounce, Miss Hillary Gooden. And of course, we got Dr. Make Stuff Up, Mary Jo Ratcliffe. We are coming to you with more news that you can use. So go ahead, like, share, start a watch party, and run and tell somebody that we got more news that you can use. Here it goes. Let's go. What's cooking good lookins? What is cooking good lookins? I am back. Yes, I am with my lady posse tonight. Yes, the ladies are in the house with more news that you can use. And let me just get this started off right quick. Get your notepad. You know I always say get your notepad, and I've got a plethora of pens because what? Note takers are money makers. You heard it here on news you can use. Get your notepad, get your pen. Note takers are money makers. All right. So tonight we've got a phenomenal topic tonight. We are talking about how to release people-pleasing behaviors. Woo! The recap. I said it. The recap. So I know many of you are saying, Lolo, what you know? What you got in your cup, Chilio? All right. Let me tell you what I got in my cup. I'm going to grab my cup. You know how it goes. I'm going to give you a minute to grab your cup too. Tonight, I have some dandelion tea. Yeah, I got some dandelion tea tonight, y'all. Let me take a sip. It's hot. It's been sitting on my desk probably for about 20 minutes, but it's still hot because, let me share this with you. I got this cover from, see, it's green, so, you can't see it that well, but it's a green little cover, and I got this cover. It goes right over my tea, and I got this cover in Japan. I love all the wonderful things that I was able to find and utilize from Japan. So salute to Japan. Thank you for all that you create and all that you do. So let's get right back to you. Let's go ahead and take a sip and let us know in the comment what you're sipping on. Ooh, yeah. See, I never knew when I was coming up how people sip and make that sound. I guess when you're over 20, something just happens and then you make that sound. Go ahead, try it. Ooh, that's great. All right, so look, folks, I want you to come on in. Get in where you're fitting. Come on in. We've got more news that you can use and that we can use too, because we're going to do how to release people-pleasing behaviors, the recap. And we brought this back because we had so many people making comments and talking about people-pleasing behaviors, because you even have celebrities like Oprah Winfrey, even presidents talking about people-pleasing behaviors and why people-pleasing behaviors may not be so great. So when you come on in, like, share, start a watch party, like, share, start a watch party, like, share, start a watch party, like, share, start a watch party. Yeah, I got my fingers trained. Like, share, start a watch party. They're working together. And run and tell somebody that we've got more news that you can use. Now, look, I'm getting ready to go back and get my guests. But when you come in, make sure you let us know where you're coming in from, because we definitely want to know where you're coming in from. And in the meantime, and in between time, I'm going to step backstage and I'm going to get my co-hosts for the night, Miss Hillary Gooden and Miss Mary Jo Ratcliffe. We will be right back. So until we get back, make sure you share this broadcast. Be right back. All right. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show, everybody. We're happy that you're here. The ladies of the show, they are here. They're going to unmute. And guess what we're doing? Guess what we're doing? We are going to give you all some positive energy. Why? Because you made it through the week. So, ladies, let's give them some positive energy. Woo! Yes. You know how we get our energy? Some of us drink this is zoomy, so zoomy. What's in your drinking water, right? I like the way Hillary said, it's water that's live. So, welcome back to the show.
That's right.
Hill, Mary Jo, I'm super happy to see y'all again. So, for those of you that don't know my co-host and that don't know me, I'm Lotus Richey. I'm one of the hosts of the show News You Can Use, and I'm happy to be here. I'm the CEO of Lotus Richey Ignites Coaching and Consulting, and tonight we're gonna get right into it. And I'm gonna pop this over to one of our co-hosts, Ms. Hillary Gooden, for her to introduce herself to you and tell you a little bit more of what she do besides being here on News You Can Use.
Well, I'm Hillary Gooden, like Lotus said, and I'm a co-host here on News You Can Use. And I'm also, besides being an author, speaker, lymphologist that's dealing with the lymphatic system for your health, I'm also a vibrant life coach, and I happen to be a pastor. And so I help busy women leaders of a certain age, let's say 40 plus, that need to strategies, tools, and techniques that help them to reduce stress and anxiety and inflammation. And so we do that by activating and maintaining a healthy lymphatic system in order to increase energy, increase clarity of mind, to have better sleep, better health, better boosted immunity and vitality, because I believe you absolutely got the power to help your body help you live a more vibrant life. That's who I am. That's what I do. And I love it.
All right, fantastic. So, Mary Jo, the doctor in the house. Y'all know we told y'all last week, we got Dr. Penny looking for change, Hillary Gooden. We got the remarkable Dr. Make Stuff Up, Miss Mary Jo. So, Mary Jo, let them know.
Hi, I'm Mary Jo, and I am Dr. Make Stuff Up. No, I am a human design consultant and a success coach, and we are here talking about people pleasing again because it seemed to hit such a nerve. Many people could relate to it, and also many people had varying opinions about it. And so we really wanted to, drill it down a little bit more and really dig in. So if you have any opinions about people pleasing, we invite you to share them in the chat.
All right, fantastic. So she got it started, and here we go. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about what is people pleasing. What is people pleasing? And wait, I could go and check out our viewers first, or I could go and give somebody a piece of toast because they hungry, or I could go over to the store and help this person because they called me. That's people pleasing behavior. Excuse me, y'all.
Come on.
So I
it's okay, Lotus. Go do it. We'll wait. It's fine. So viewers won't care.
I want to kick the ball around because you already brought up something that's really right and tight when you said, okay, we'll wait. We don't mind. When we do these people pleasing behaviors, a lot of times we're not even fulfilling the one thing that we're supposed to do because we're so busy running around pleasing other people. So people pleasing behaviors to me is when you're trying to satisfy everybody and you're almost not getting anything done that you should be doing for your own business, for your own health, for your own life. So what you got, Mary Jo?
Well, what I got is, when you are people pleasing, there's a spectrum. Okay. On the one hand, you want people to be happy. And so that's when it's a good thing, right?
Yes.
On the other end of the spectrum is codependency. It's been taken all the way down to that. And, whether, being argued whether or not it's even some kind of a disorder, which is not. It's not, but it disrupts.
Wait. People pleasing people pleasing behaviors is not a disorder.
Not in the DSM.
Not in the DSM-5.
No.
Okay,
it's got to be in there somewhere.
I'm about to get my DSM-5. You know I got my DSM-5. And so when we come back for the next show, we going right to the DSM-5, y'all. When we do another,
that's my facts.
going right to the DSM-5. So
So while it's not a diagnosable disorder in that way, it is something that disrupts people's lives.
All right, fantastic. Yeah. So
and I have a fun story if you want to hear it about a friend of mine who
take notes.
So I had a friend of mine who had invited people to live in her house, and slowly they ended up kind of taking it over to the point where it was like didn't even feel like her house anymore. And so she decided that the only way to to fix this was to sell the house and move. And after doing that, talking to a friend, and the friend was like, well, couldn't you have just had a direct conversation about this? And she was like, oh, no, absolutely not. There's no way. That would be impossible.
Wow. That's on the far end of the spectrum for sure.
Yeah, when you move out your own house. So, folks, well, Hillary, what is your thought on the people-pleasing behavior? What is it to you?
Well, it's what both of you have already said. So I'm saying that people-pleasing is when you are trying to making other people happy, makes you sad, stresses you out, makes you what's the word when you get it just boils your blood. It can just begin to make you sick. That's people pleasing. When it starts affecting you in your body, you get migraine headaches, but you do it anyway.
Yes.
So it disrupts your health and your peace.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Wait a minute. You said it disrupts your health and your peace. And right. we talk a lot about how things affect us on a cellular level. And that's one of the reasons why many of you see us drinking Naturally Plus water, because it has hydrogen in it, and it helps to bring our body back to homeostasis. Why? Because it hydrogenates our cells so that our cells can go ahead and do the work that they need to do to bring us back to that homeostatic state. If that's the word, homeostatic state, when we get a few degrees, we make up our own words. So, that being said,
you have what is that? MAU too? Make stuff up? No.
Make stuff up.
MSU.
Right from Dr. Make Stuff Up. So, Hillary, last time I think we did the show, I think you said with this type of behavior, people really have to choose themselves over choosing other people.
Yeah, you have to put yourself on your list. You have to save some of you for yourself. I heard a young lady put it like this the other day. She said, I was doing so much until I was, well, maybe that's not the same case. It's not the same case. But when you don't save some for yourself, that's what God told me, to save some for yourself. And I knew exactly what he meant at the time. Save some of me for me. Because when you give all the pieces of you out and there's none left over, you begin to get resentful. But you're the one doing it.
Yes, that's true.
And you're not teaching like you really want to be treated. Yeah,
right. You're doing it to yourself, and that's terrible.
Right.
So I like that you said it disrupts. It disrupts And it doesn't just disrupt your life, but it also disrupts the lives of people that you're connected with, in that if you have children that you're supposed to be doing something for, but if you're over there trying to people please everybody on your job, you're going to get home later. You're not going to be able to help little Johnny with his homework or something like that. And so we really have to be careful about that. So great stuff. We got folks coming in. Thank you so much. Let us know where you're coming in from, because we're going to bring you up on the camera. Let us know where you're coming in from. And if you have an idea what people pleasing behavior is to you, please go ahead and share with us what people pleasing behaviors are to you. Okay. So with that being said, we're going to jump right up and we're going right to Mary Jo with this. We're going to put Mary Jo back in a hot seat. Okay. We're going to put Mary Jo back in the hot seat. And I'm going to throw this question out, because we chatted about this before, and this was a huge question that we had a lot of response on. And this was the question: why do we want to avoid people-pleasing behaviors?
So we want to avoid people-pleasing behaviors when it becomes a need that you have that you can't control, you can't stop, and that need is, to fill you up with approval or a feeling of love or appreciation or validation or worth. And when your behaviors become about that and filling those needs, then it creates problems across the boards, and it doesn't make anybody happy. The people that you're trying to get that from, to fill that need, they can feel that too.
All right, good. I think we're getting some feedback, like somebody washing some dishes or some plates and forks clinking together. Mary Jo, you gonna give? We hungry. What you got? What you have for dinner? We want to know. This is some people pleasing stuff, y'all.
People pleasing stuff going on in the kitchen.
Yeah, we're trying to get some food from Mary Jo. Last time we had cookies on the show, right?
I know.
With DJ Mike J. So that's good stuff. That's good stuff, Mary Jo. What are your thoughts on that, Hill?
What do you want to do to avoid people pleasing? Well, you want to, you want to find ways to do it and still be kind. Because when you begin to avoid your people pleasing tendencies, people take it personally and they think you're being mean to them when you're trying to be kind to yourself. And so there's a period of time where there's a little tension going on, because wait a minute, you're trying to say, you don't have time for us now? I need you to do this for me now, like you always do. But okay, we got some new ways, new rules going on, and we just give it a little time and you all will get in line with it.
Yes. So I love what you said. Wow, I love what you said. And that begs the question, our next question coming up. We're going to put the question up and then we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back, because the fact of the matter is that what you just said, Hillary, is super duper powerful, because, even with that, we have to recreate new ways to form healthy relationships. And even though we've been people pleasing all of our lives, many of us, we got to remember that we can't people please. So we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to come right back and we're going to get right back into this and talk some more about it and answer that question. What are ways to create healthy relationships? And we would like you, our viewers, to tell us what are some ways that you feel that you have formulated new relationships when things have been kind of tight in your relationship because you were people pleasing. Okay, let us know. You're going to have a couple minutes break and then we're going to come right back and we're going to get right back into it. We'll be right back. You want to be a celebrity guest on the show and you want to know where to go? Well, go to www.lotusrocheteignitesyou.com. Again, that's www.lotusrocheteignitesyou.com. www.lotusrocheteignitesyou.com to be the celebrity on the show. Rugger Wellness. We all know that drinking water helps you replenish your bodily fluids. With the advancement of technology, Naturally Plus has developed a water that improves your immune system and gives you the opportunity to expand your stream of income. Be a part of our family and experience a quality life using Izumio water while increasing your earnings. Brother, woman.
Hi, busy women leaders. I'm talking to you. Are you juggling your family, your business, your career, and your health? Afraid that it just won't fall to the ground. Everything could fall apart. Everybody's looking at you. You're stressed, overwhelmed. You're looking for answers, for help, real help, for solution. I have Vital Life solution that can help you. I am Hillary, the Vital Life coach, author, speaker, nephrologist, and I'm powerful leaders with strategy to reduce stress and anxiety while increasing energy, clarity of mind, better sleep, better health, and vitality. Oh yeah, and your immunity. If you're ready, you say, I need that in my life right now. Let's connect. You can reach me at www.hillary.com. You can direct message me on Facebook, LinkedIn, at Hillary. Or else if you would like to get on a free 20-minute strategy call, clarity, go to bit.ly/Hillary. That's bit.ly/Hillary. I absolutely believe you got the power to help your body, help you live a more vibrant life.
Fantastic. I love it. So, Dr. Make Stuff Up.
Yes.
I think we need to go and check out all the wonderful folks that are chiming in. What do you ladies think?
I think that's a great idea.
All right. I'm going to start off with an easy one. Angela Elton from Washington, D.C. It's so good to see you. Woo, 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 woo. Let's give us a
Hey, Angie.
Awesome. Who else we got on with us? Here we go. Who we got, Hillary?
Lori Gandiza. Hey, aloha.
Hey,
Aloha.
Who else is in the house? Dr. Make Stuff Up.
You got April Hopkins from North Carolina. Hey, April.
All right. Hey. And we have Naila. It's Neela?
Naila.
I should have let Dr. Make Stuff Up. Are you making that up?
I am not. I know that to be true.
She's making that up. All right. Who else we got, Hill?
Benita Claiborne, welcome. Let us know where you're coming in from.
Yeah, let us know where you're coming in from.
Welcome.
All right, fantastic. All right, Brenda Robles. Hey, love your energy too, because you got energy to be here with us.
Okay.
Let us know where you're coming in from. Woo woo. April Hopkins, what's she saying, y'all?
Yes, welcome. Yep, striving to get away from people pleasing myself. I know that's right.
Right, that's what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
All right, Mary Jo, who else we got?
We got Karen.
Karen
Shamazu. Hey, Karen. She says, can hear you loud and clear. It's not a disorder.
All right. What else we got?
Hill, you want to go? From Naila?
It was part of our training. You didn't want to displease. You didn't want to displease our parents. It became natural, unconscious behavior until I woke up. I know.
Wow.
Woo, that's what we. That's
wow.
Tonight. Wake up.
So first of all, I want to thank each and every one of you for your comments. But we're gonna stop right here because this is powerful. Because we talked about this during the last show, and this is where we learn, or I believe we have some of our first experiences with people-pleasing behaviors right here, because we're trying to please our parents, and oftentimes we are seeing our parents trying to please their parents. And their jobs and so on. So let's talk about that for a quick minute, because I saw someone else talk about this as well. So let's kick the ball around if we can a minute. Let's talk about some of the people-pleasing behaviors we illustrated to our parents. So for me, my father was very strict when it came to studying, when it came to making sure we get good grades. My mother was strict as well, but not too bad. And so I really wanted to please them. I wanted to get good grades. And one of my cousins, James Lee, he recently passed. God bless him, because he helped me. He taught me math when I was little. And I talk about him on my shows. I talk about him all the time because when I was little, he was like a math whiz. Him, my Uncle Lewis, my Uncle Sam, and they would help me with my math homework. And my uncle, my cousin James would look at me like, "You don't get this?" And I'm like, no. I was probably like 7, and I was like, no. But he was in college. He was a math whiz. So I really wanted to please my parents. So I tried to stick with it. And I used to sit at the table and just cry because I just couldn't get it. But instead of saying, look, I'm having an issue with this, I'm not getting it, do something different. I didn't have the presence of mind at that age to kind of stand up for myself and say, look, you better stop messing with me. You know what I'm saying? Because I came up in the area of you're a child, you're to be seen and not heard. But that people-pleasing behavior started early because I just wanted to please them, wanted to get good grades, wanted to be good in school. So yeah, that's one of the things where it started for me. How about you, Mary Jo?
Well, definitely, I think it started in childhood. I think that's where all these things start, right? But you're talking about getting good grades and wanting approval. I think, for me, I was the youngest of 4 kids, by a minute. I have a twin, and but I had, the 2 older sisters were, smarty pants, getting good grades all the times, and so really trying to live up to the expectations set by their achievements, right? And so and trying but not necessarily succeeding all the time. And I remember one fun, like after my first semester in college, I went to my parents and told them about my grade point average, which I thought was pretty good. It was a 3.8. And I said to my parents, hey, I got a 3.8. And my father says, that high? And my mother says, that low? So in that case, you just can't win.
That's right. You're 100% right.
Yeah.
So what was your people pleasing behavior that you learned from your parents or what have you, Hill?
What? Oh, sorry. Well,
You know, I just sitting here and I think I just had a revelation. And you know, when I was young, my mother and my father,
You still young.
They argued all the time. You know I am.
That's what I'm talking about.
Really. My brain thinks I'm still 28, so I'm good with that.
You know
The
why,
number
right?
keeps going up.
You know why your brain think
I
that,
do
right?
know why. I do. I got born again when I was 28 years old.
She's a bad
Mama Jamma.
That's why. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Hill.
and that too. But you know what? They used to argue all the time. And I wanted to make my mother happy, you know. And so I went out of my way trying to always make my mother happy because my father made her so unhappy. You know, it's just when they divorced, it was almost like, you know,
Wow.
but those people pleasing tendencies didn't stop when they got divorced. You know, your brain, and as a child, I was about 11. I didn't know to tell my brain to shut that off. I don't need that mechanism like that right now. I didn't know. So it went on, and then it traveled over into jobs and stuff too, in relationships, you
Wow.
know,
Hmm.
even in friendships, you know. Ooh, I'm so glad when I woke up.
That's great. And thank you for that person that used that word woke up, because sometimes it's like
Yeah.
we're sleepwalking in people pleasing. No matter where we go, we're doing this like kind of
Hmm.
sleepwalk dance where we're just people pleasing. So let's look
Yeah.
at the comment from Lori Gendiza. You want to go ahead and take that? That can make stuff up.
sure. So Lori says that people pleasers are those who sometimes have a false sense of humility and don't know how to say no. So much more, as was mentioned. A whole spectrum of people pleasers. I believe when they get to a point of enough is enough, they'll make those adjustments to be emotionally healthy. Yes, Lori.
Absolutely.
Let me unmute. So let's talk about
Yeah.
that real quick. What are your thoughts about that, Mary Jo and Hill? What do you guys think about that?
Well, I totally agree with the spectrum of people pleasers. You know, the false sense of humility, I think, is interesting because what I understand that to be is that what Lori may mean, and Lori, please type in the chat if I'm, you know, taking it in a different direction than you meant, is, you know, that you think you're being really nice and you think that what you're doing is helpful, but it's not. And so, you know, so it's like you're doing it out of, you think it's the goodness of your heart, but in fact, it's really something that you're trying to control, you know, or manipulate in order to make sure that you're fed what you want, what you need. And so, Lori, tell me if you agree or not.
And so I want to go a step further. How did that resonate with each of us? Let's talk about how did what she just said, maybe us not wanting to say enough is enough.
Mm-hmm.
How did you deal with that when you really know you needed to say enough was enough, but you didn't? And then Hill, I want to hear from you too, because I know I have my own story. And I know my story is basically that when I didn't say enough was enough, I overextended myself because I didn't make good boundaries. You know, with this people pleasing thing, we have to set boundaries. And when we don't set effective boundaries, that's when we go overboard. And I know people out there right now that every little time somebody says, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? They're saying yes, 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 yes. And they're burned out. And then when they're burned out and want to say no, they feel so guilty that they say yes. And it moves them on to heart attack zone. It moves them on to stroke zone. So if any of you guys out there have experienced what I'm talking about, put a number 3 in the comment block below. If you people please so much till it causes you to have high blood pressure, maybe diabetes, maybe stroke, maybe heart attack, put in number 3 in the comment block below. So I say, I'm about to jump and put you right back in the hot seat, Mary Jo. What are your thoughts on that? How did it?
Saying enough is enough
for you?
I think that saying enough is enough is, like for me, when I actually got a diagnosis of breast cancer 5 years ago at this point, and everything's fine, but that is in some sort of spiritual consciousness circles related to overgiving and being brokenhearted, and so not feeling that validation or that appreciation, if you will, and so from a physical breakdown of the body, it's like, okay, wake up. That woke me up.
Wow. Wow. So did you feel empowered once you were able to say enough is enough? I'm not going to take it. What was that conversation like when you finally said no?
It was actually it was an evolution. It wasn't like one big no conversation. It was baby steps. And so, it was saying no to smaller things until like a really big thing. And actually in the Art of Choosing Yourself book that we talked about on a different show that I have a chapter in, when I was taking care of my father, I had a retreat that I was running, and I actually got to the point where I thought, maybe I won't do it. My father needs me and I can't ask for help. And finally I decided, you know what, I need to do it. And so I asked for help from my siblings, and I ended up getting help. It was extremely hard to ask, but I did. And what ended up happening was a really beautiful thing, which was my father was getting towards the end of his life, and we didn't know how close he was. And it ended up being 2 weeks. But because I had asked for help, and my sister and my brother each took a day and were able to be with him and have like a final meal and some final hours where they were able to really converse with him and have a great time. It gave all of us this real sense of closure, around his passing. And if I hadn't spoken up and asked for help to do something that I wanted to do because I thought it was being selfish, then they wouldn't have had the opportunity they had.
Well, golly, I put you in the hot seat and you on fire. What can I say? Wow. 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 Hill, what? I wouldn't want to follow that, but you go ahead.
You know what? You said note takers are money makers. I need to be taking notes of the thoughts that's going on in my head, waiting my turn. Oh my God. That was a story. But so many things was going through my head. But you know what? This is personal for me. I was people pleaser for a long time. And so let's see, where can I go for this? How did I deal with them when they need to do something about it? There was this one situation. I was at a church service, visiting another church, and it was a mother-daughter, like my mother and I. And this young lady, she was, there. She was me. I saw myself. She was doing this and doing that, and the one doing this and that, and helping, making sure everything was straight for her mother that was going forth. And so at the end, she said her mother told her to do something. And she was already doing everything else. And I was watching her. I couldn't help but watch her. And when her mother told her that, she smiled, but when she turned around, the look on her face, she was resenting, she was resentful, she was mad. She probably felt like that she was being taken advantage of. Nobody helps, nobody cares. All of that stuff, I know what she was feeling. But I saw it. It wasn't me this time, but I saw it in her, and I said, "Oh my goodness, that's got to be what it looks like if anybody catch me sometime." that same look that I'm doing it, but I'm mad,
Right.
upset.
So
You
is
know,
that a level of cognitive dissonance?
I don't know. Is it?
I think it is. I think it is. What do you guys think? If you think that when you're saying, okay, I'm gonna take care of it. Oh, I appreciate you. Oh my God. Okay, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
But then you're like that inside your mind. Are you having that talk in your mind like I should really strangle this person, but I'm in the church, so I can't do this? Is that a level of cognitive dissonance? Okay. So if you think it's a level of cognitive dissonance, put a 4 in the comment block below and then tell me why. Because yes, this is an interactive broadcast. We want you to jump on in and tell us why, and we're gonna bring your comment on the page. Now, we've got some more comments. We're going to take one more comment and then we're going to take a quick break because we have several comments and they are so wonderful, very powerful comments. So I'm going to read this one right here. Angie said, you can't get upset when you give everyone your pie, even if you wanted some. Basically, you need to serve yourself first. That's important, because then when you serving everybody else, you mad because you ain't getting no pie, but you should have got your own pie. And then Lori Gundeza said this is a great topic. So great. And thanks again for those of you that commented. Lori, excellent comments. So who else we got? Hillary and Mary Jo. I mean, wow. April Hopkins.
You got April Hopkins, welcome. And she says, environment and dysfunction. From South, you don't want to upset anyone. So it keeps you in an emotional turmoil, like tennis going back and forth, back and forth. Yes.
Y'all ever watch a tennis game and they keep volleying and keep volleying and keep volleying? Your neck just gets so, I mean, it's tiring just watching the game.
Yeah.
But when you're playing the game in turmoil and you're emotionally distraught, I gotta tell you, it's gotta be very, very difficult. So thanks, April, for sharing that. Who else we got, Mary Jo?
Kathleen Oden. Some people don't understand what no means.
No mean no.
Yes, Kathleen.
No mean no. All right. So April said, be honest with yourself first, and then you can be honest with everyone else. I am learning to ask myself the right questions to see how things affect me and how I feel about things, and be honest with myself. Say what you mean and mean what you say too. Yeah. That's what I say. Yeah. I say what you mean and mean what you say. I don't put the 2 in there, but I want you to put a 2 in the comment if you agree with April, because that's a very powerful comment and it's very profound. And Karen said, I said I was only going to take one more, but they're so great. I'm ready. I'm sick and tired of saying yes. So you need to get with us. Let us coach you. Let us help you. Everyone around the world. Hey there, Kathleen from Houston. Happy to see you. Get with us and let us help you. And Kathleen said, amen, honey. So let us help you get over this. And this is one of the great reasons why we do this show, to really talk about serious issues, serious topics that people really don't want to talk about, because you know, when we were growing up, many of us, what goes on in the house stays in the house. We can't talk about it. We don't want nobody to know our business or anything like that. But guess what? Here on News You Can Use, it's news. And we have topics, techniques, and strategies that you can use to overcome the things that you're going through. So we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. If you're an entrepreneur and you are ready to live the dream in 2021, well, come on and get on board with the visibility strategist herself, the CEO of Unity in Service, where people need people, the phenomenal Patricia Rogers, as she presents Entrepreneurs Living the Dream 2021. It's an event that you don't want to miss. There will be several opportunities for public speakers. Public TEDx speakers. You heard it right. Public TEDx speakers. Starting on February 25th, 2021, June 24th, 2021, October 21st, 2021, April 22nd, 2021, and August 26th, 2021. You don't want to miss this. Get at her at info@patriciarogers.com, info@patriciarogers.com, where unity and service, where people need people. Stuff, and we are happy to be back. We just look, this is a hot topic. We're probably going to stay on for 10 extra minutes if we can, because so many of you have put so many questions and comments here. So let's get right back into it. People pleasing is draining, but is in adolescence, they become easy prey and susceptible to peer pressure, wanting to fit in, and the bullying begins. Yes, but check this out. Because I had to share this with someone who's a parent. Their child was experiencing bullying in school, but they were bullying the child as well at home. And sometimes we as parents can bully our child and really don't realize that we're doing it because we think it's a part of disciplining, or we think that, it's okay because you're under my roof. But we have to be aware of what we're doing. Okay? Because sometimes we're trying to please the people at the school. Excuse me, my shoulder's itching, y'all. We're trying to please the people at the school instead of first turning to our children and saying, hey, can you tell me your side of the story? And then instead of turning to someone else saying, well, is that the truth? No, we're not asking you the truth, because you should have a connection with your child, your loved one, or whoever. And when you ask someone else, what is your side of the story? But instead, oftentimes we unconsciously, if you will, want to people please. Even when we go to school and our children are in the right, we don't defend them properly because we're so busy trying to people please because we don't want to look bad in public. And it's the same thing when your spouse shows out on you or whatever. You're so busy trying to people please, you just smile and take it. If that's ever happened to you, put a number 5 in the comment block below. You get out somewhere, and or even if you show out on the person you with, and it's really, it's really tough, and sometimes we don't even know we're doing it. So that's a great comment. So Mary Jo, I think Kathleen had a great comment as well.
Yeah, today's generation will tell you to back down. LOL.
Back down.
Yeah. And Kathleen, my mom was a math whiz, and I too would cry because she could not understand why I could not get it. Oh, well, Kathleen.
Thank you, because I'm telling you, I was just like, I wasn't the deer in the headlights. I was the dum-dum in the headlights. I just didn't know. Well, at least I wasn't alone. So I think April has a comment, Hillary. Can you unmute, Hill?
Good. She said, yes. Good grades, pleasing my parents, perfectionist. And by the way, I struggled in trigonometry in high school. It was a required class. I couldn't get that trigonometry for nothing. I did study classes and I really tried. And I wanted to do a good job. My teacher, Mr. McDonald, he just really wanted me to pass his class. And I'm telling you, I had won the final exam. After getting with the study group, I said, oh, I know I got it. Got to the exam. He passed them out. Then he said, okay, ready. I opened the paper up and tears just started rolling down my face. Because already I looked at it and it looked like German or something to me. And he was looking at me so hard, and I was sitting right in front of his desk. And I ended up getting the highest D. Some kind
It's a D, but it's the highest one.
It was a passing grade. That's all that was.
Oh God. Oh God.
He
Oh
told
God,
me I
that's
was
so
the
funny.
smartest. He told, wait a minute. He told me I was the smartest dummy. I was like, that's great. Sure.
But for
Mm.
teachers, we have to really watch what we say, because when we say things like that,
Yeah.
it really affects students on an internal level.
Mm-hmm.
It really does, and it sticks with them for years. And we've talked
Yeah.
about that before. So let's take a couple more questions, y'all. We had like 2 other questions that we was gonna share, but you guys are sharing such great feedback. Okay, so Angie says, "Wow, awesome." She says, "Wow, that's awesome. How grateful your siblings must be to have been given that last opportunity with your father. That's awesome." And so, Mary Jo, can you read that one?
Yeah, from Naila, she says, in my mental health practice, I have conversations with many people who are on a journey of people pleasing, developed anxiety, depression, and self-worth challenges.
Okay.
Yes.
And so we asked you guys to let us know if you've identified with these things that we're talking about. Okay. And so we see a lot of people. I said, put a number 4 in the comment block. We've got 4s. And then Lori said, Hillary, you're absolutely right. It does create resentment. Okay. And then Kathleen said, she said, LOL, if I had $1 for every time I did that, I would be rich as Bill Gates. You got that right. And so we got a lot of 4s and a lot of comments coming in. And I got to tell you, it's been a wonderful time tonight. And Angie says, I learned from my environment and the people around me who are a great reflection of my actions. And that's true. And this is why it's so critical. Hillary and I was at a function yesterday, Entrepreneurs Living the Dream 2021, where I was one of the presenters. And it was amazing that all of the people there were 140 seats, I think, sold for the event. And, you know, it's amazing that so many entrepreneurs, we all have these issues in our lives. We all have these concerns, but we have to, at some moment in time, say, stop, enough is enough. And we have to realize that we're doing it. And we have to know that what Karen Speed said, she said, self-sacrifice is not the way to go. So if you're ready to stop self-sacrificing, if you're ready to stop self-sacrificing, go ahead and put a number 6 in the comment block below. And so as we get ready to close the show, I think we got one more question that we're going to go over. I tell you, this hour went so fast. It went so fast. Oh my gosh. And we talked. Okay, so let's do a quick recap. So we talked about what people pleasing behaviors are. We talked about why do we want to avoid them. We talked about what are ways to help create healthy relationships. And another thing we talked about, but we didn't say it in these words. We talked about, and this is some secret sauce, we talked about the shift, an internal shift. So that's the one final nugget we're going to talk about tonight. Why must people make an internal shift? And how can they make the internal shift? Hillary, you want to kick it off?
Sure. When you have made up your mind that it's time for a change and the change starts with you, then you have to determine in each of the situation that you find yourself in, what's going to work for you. If it means a yes, so be it. If it means a no, stick with it. Stand on it. Don't back down. You know, and when you do this, it's going to start creating, because when you're a people pleaser, you are borderless. They just come like they just come across the border all the time, because there's no no set line, no set boundary. So when you begin to set those boundaries, it's going to be challenging to you, and it's going to be hard for the other person to understand this shift. What does this mean? Are you mad at me? Did I do something wrong? But as time goes on, they'll understand that, oh, okay, her no really does mean no. And you'll be surprised how much people will begin to understand you and be okay with it. But it's going to be you starting the process.
Awesome. I love it. And what are your thoughts on that, Mary Jo?
So I agree with what Hillary said. Definitely I like that borderless, being able to find your boundaries and learning how to, say yes when you mean yes and no when you mean no. In addition, what I would also say is that, becoming aware of the fact that you're doing this. Sounds like a lot of people do know or have become aware at some point. The other thing that I would say is that learning to, turn inward and really get to know your own feelings, your own motivations and intentions, and really learning how to approve of yourself and to validate yourself so that you don't need to be seeking that outside of yourself.
And there you have it. She got down with the get down. And my thoughts on that is exactly what they said. So with that being said, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and tell you about the upcoming roundtable that we're doing. I think it's supposed to pop off in April, but I know Angela will put that date right down in the chat. We're going to do a roundtable of how to release people-pleasing behaviors. And we're going to invite people from all around the world that want to have a seat at this round table. Okay. And if you want to have a seat at this round table, you can go ahead and connect with us and have a seat at the round table. Why? Because it's essential. People all over the world from all walks of life have exactly what we said, people-pleasing behaviors. So if you want to join the roundtable for the month of April, when we talk about how to release people-pleasing behaviors, we want you on board, especially if you're from another country. Why? Because different cultures have different things that they believe in. What may be customary in your culture may not be customary in another culture. And it would be great for us to share those consistencies and those differences. And so we're going to take a quick break and we will be right back. Yeah! It's coming in April! The ladies of World Network! Jump in and network!
Would have done this if no be Jehovah Rapha, Alpha and Omega, Likena, Ọlọ́run tó ga, tó big, tó fẹ́ olùgbéga, ló gbé mi ga, jọ ayé lọ. Ọba ọlọ́lá ti dá mi lọ́lá o, olùtúsílẹ̀.
Hey, it's Velton Shaw. You know, every day brings us new opportunities to do something great for ourselves and do something great for others. Leadership is our way of sharing our gifts with those around us to help them to be the best that they can be. I wrote this book, Leadership Dynamics, The Principles of Leadership, to give us some information, some guidance, and some tools to help us help ourselves, help others, and make the world a better place by helping the people around us. Only you can stop you, but you can help others. I'm Velton Shaw, and I look forward to your impression of the book, Leadership Dynamics, The Principles of Leadership.
Entrepreneurs, 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 and change makers. It is your time. A little birdie told me that many people are looking for fantastic videos to expand their reach and increase their revenue. You've come to the right place at the right time with the Lotus Richey Ignites team. We are going to make that video for you. And all you got to do is click the Calendly link below and schedule your appointment with us. And we will get you a video done to help you expand your reach and raise your revenue. So click the link below and let's go. If you're an entrepreneur and you are ready to live the dream in 2021, well, come on and get on board with the visibility strategist herself, the CEO of Unity in Service, where people need people, the phenomenal Patricia Rogers, as she presents Entrepreneurs Living the Dream 2021. It's an online event that you don't want to miss. There will be several opportunities for public speakers. Public TEDx speakers. You heard it right. Public TEDx speakers. Starting on February 25th, 2021, June 24th, 2021, October 21st, 2021, April 22nd, 2021, and August 26th, 2021. You don't want to miss this. Get at her at info@patriciarogers.com, info@patriciarogers.com, where Unity and Service, where people need people. Hey, y'all, guess what? We gonna have words of wisdom. Who y'all gonna vote for? They backstage. I don't know who y'all should vote for. Y'all could vote for anybody y'all want. I'm just saying you don't have to be very selective. Just, lead with your heart. And get somebody. So listen, I'm going back to get them backstage. I'm gonna play this quick, little bumper for y'all so that you can choose one of them if you want to. Yeah, I would probably choose one of them. I don't know who you're going to choose, but we'll be right back. Hey, we are back. We are back. People are saying, I like that term, borderless, take action. Of course, we shared about the round table. Lori Gendeza out of Hawaii said, wow, Hillary, spot on. People without boundaries become victimized. And I didn't say the name right earlier, but Miss
Naila.
I got it right? Okay. Thank you, ladies, and thank you, too. Okay, so the round table is March 19th. We want to see you in the house. And if you want to be a part of the round table, go ahead and inbox me and let me know. Go to Lotus Richey and Lolo will know. Tentative. It's a 2-day workshop in April that's coming up. It's a 2-day workshop that's coming up around this topic. Hopefully you can join us. And then Lori Gendeza said, I'd be happy to be with you. All right. Yay. Lori Gendeza is going to be on the show and she's going to be with us in April. All right. Background is also mental health. Yay. I believe I'll be able to offer some benefit, value to your audience. Let's give some tools for those who are willing to make some changes. Yes, I agree with that. And we got folks that's voting. I hope you guys voted on somebody to go. So, so Dr. Make stuff up. Always be making stuff up. Penny looking for change. Dr. Penny looking for change. Oh my God. But guess what? We all got some votes. Right? So Mary Jo, I got 2 votes. Oh man. All right. I messed up. I got 2 votes. All right.
3. I got 3.
No, wait. Oh no. No. Oh, wait. So since she's coming on our show, now, oh, I love it. So you got 2 votes too. Woohoo! So since you voted for all of us, I say, why don't you go first, Mary Jo, and have the first words of wisdom, because I have to operate the anything to get out of the hot seat, y'all. Anything to get out of the hot seat. So, Mary Jo, what you think? Y'all got me crying in the studio tonight.
I think that there's been a lot of, thank you so much for all your comments, everybody. You've really helped to make this such a rich show. And that was part of the reason why we wanted to bring it back, because and tonight's comments were even richer, I think.
Yes.
It just powerful. Such, so powerful. And this is such a widespread topic. I mean, there's so many people who really can relate to it and struggle with it and have overcome it. And so, the good news is that this is something that, while many, 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 many people have learned to be, you can also unlearn it. It's unlearnable behavior. And so I think that, one of the most important things is really, taking baby steps and just learning to say no, or yes, depending on what your real truth is in the matter, and learning to, really check in with what are your needs? What is the reason for why you may be saying yes or saying no, and putting up those boundaries, creating a border, and so that you can be your whole self when you go into a relationship and a dynamic with somebody else, and be in right relationship with yourself. And I would say the other thing too is really becoming aware of what your emotions really are. And if you're saying, yes, I'd love to, then there's a problem.
I like it. So Hill, what do you have? And then we're gonna break out, because we got some offers for you. Some things, we've got some free stuff, and we're gonna share it with you as we close out the broadcast. But Hill, what do you got to say on the word of wisdom? You're muted.
Well, the word of wisdom is pretty much the same that I've already said. You have to decide that you're going to choose you, and you're going to when you know what you're feeling, whether it's a yes, a no, not right now, maybe later, whatever it is, have that courage to begin to speak it. And as you speak it, you'll begin to set your boundaries. And as you set your boundaries, you're teaching others how to treat you, how you want to be treated, versus the way you have been allowing them to treat you. And they'll begin to get on board, although it may create a little tension in the beginning. Stick with it, and you'll find that those boundaries will become clearer and clearer on both sides. I'm done. We can't hear you, Lotus.
I closed my mic. Okay, so
we
I
can't
heard
hear
that
you.
There are some. You can't hear me.
Now we can.
Oh, okay. I was going to say,
we can.
What going on? I was choosing me, y'all. So we've got some freebies for you tonight. we love to give away some things that will help inspire you and ignite you to the next level. So I think Hillary has some free stuff that she wants to give away first. And so we're going to back up a little bit and let Hillary come up and tell you about these freebies that she's got going on.
Well, it's a small ebook that is about stressing less and reducing anxiety. And when you're a people pleaser, you stress. You definitely have stress and anxiety going on. And so these are just some tips, some things you can use, and some news you can use, and begin to work out in your own life to help you to stress less and reduce anxiety. So all you have to do is go to that link, bit.ly/stress less, reduce anxiety.
Wow. She did that, y'all. She did that quick, fast, and hurry. So go ahead and look at that link and grab your free connection with Hillary, and she's going to help you stress less and feel better more. And so I know that Mary Jo's got something that she wants to share.
Yeah. So if you want to, talk to me for a free 30-minute consultation, I can, work with you to find one thing that's going to help you become more successful in whatever area the people pleasing might be holding you back in. So you can grab a link on my Calendly calendar if that's of interest to you. And the other thing that you're seeing scrolling is the story that I told you about my father, and really like choosing myself in that situation that helped so many people. It came from a book called The Art of Choosing Yourself When the Stakes Are High. And there's 12 different stories in there. So if you want to grab that, it may serve as inspiration and also some more resources for anyone who's looking to really be able to, unhook themselves from people-pleasing behavior. And also I have one other thing is I have an interview with Alicia Morrow on my Creative Directions for Living podcast, where she's talking about this. So if you're interested in tuning into that and hearing more about it, you can do that as well.
All right. So somebody didn't take their Marital Plus today. So look here. You shared that, and guess what? I am not letting you out of that hot seat because I've got to get this up here because you shared it the last time. Mm-hmm. And folks, we want to thank DJ Mike J for them cookies. All right. But we also want you to have the information so that you can check it out. Please check out her interview. So there you go. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. We so appreciate it. So my final things that I want to share, folks, is plain and simple. If you are a person and that you just need some help in various areas of your life where you need coaching, I'm only coaching 10 people in this year. I already have coaching clients who are just they're wonderful, and I'm thankful for them, but I'm only coaching 10 clients per year. But if you want a free 20 minute clarity call, go ahead and click on my Calendly that you're going to see in the comment block below. It's a clarity call. Yes, I have a psychology degree. Yes, I do. Is that a part of what I do for my business? Yes, it is. I've been doing it for many, many years because sometimes we just need to get clear. And when you have business associates like Hillary and Mary Jo, I'm very, very blessed because I can go to them, I can talk with them, and I can get their assistance. And I also can get assistance from other people. And those of us that are entrepreneurs, we need to be able to reach out and touch somebody, whether it's virtually or not, and just sometimes have a clarity call. Today, I posted 3 things that can help you in your business. And sometimes we just need those 3 things to help us get clear. So I have that for you. And then another offer for you is a 25% discount on any video, flyer, and even if my company, Lotus Richey Ignites, needs to build your platforms, your website, do mock-ups, utilize your 25% discount. If you want it, you have to. Click the link and get in touch with me. That'll be left for you on Calendly. So that's my words of wisdom. That's my offers. And so we don't have nothing else that we're going to share with you tonight, but let you know that if you want to come on to the show with us for the roundtable, make sure you connect. And we thank you, each and every one of you out there. Thanks for giving us your extra time. We so appreciate it. We're just so happy to have you here. So with that being said, there's nothing else left to do but leave this with you. We love you and we appreciate you. Have a great night. And I'm going to give you some music to dance to so that you can ignite and take flight. That's what I said from the remarkable, who? The goddess of soul herself, Miss Martha High. And the ladies at Bring Who You Are. Good night. Let's give them some energy before we go.
Good night.
See
Thank you. Thank you all.
Video editing. You came to a one-stop shop. Go ahead, reach out to the Lotus Crochet Ignite team for all your business needs. Thank you for joining the show and have a